Hello everyone, you welcome to this edition of the news on Equinox Television, live from my headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am Bable Jonathan. Several persons have escaped death in a road accident that occurred a few minutes ago at Rompoint-Dedo here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. The accident involved a heavy-duty truck, and as I said earlier, it occurred a few minutes ago. And in Garua, north region of the Republic of Cameroon, workers at the Africa Cup of Nations African construction site in that town have laid down their tools. They have gone on strike over months of unpaid salaries, and they are determined to continue with the strike action until they have solutions to their plight. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news on Equinox Television. Several persons have narrowly escaped death in a road accident that occurred just a few minutes ago at Rompoint-Dedo here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. The accident occurred at a time when traffic was quite dense in that part of the city of Douala, and witness accounts indicate that elements of the Douala City Council had hijacked this heavy-duty truck that you're seeing in the images, and they were taking the heavy-duty truck to the municipal council, to the Douala City Council. When the accident occurred, it is reported that they were pulling they used another vehicle to pull this heavy-duty truck in the absence of the driver, who moved out of the truck when he was intercepted by elements of the Douala City Council, and the truck later tumbled while the elements of the Douala City Council were trying to pull the truck away. And the wood on the heavy-duty truck destroyed several vehicles, and the persons who were in the vehicle and other persons who were passing by narrowly escaped death when this accident occurred. It should be recalled that the circulation of heavy-duty trucks in the town of Douala had earlier been banned by administrative authorities, but this has continued going on for quite some time now without the administrative authorities coming to reinforce the decision that they had earlier taken, and such incidents have been occurring and reoccurring in the town of Douala, sometimes leading to the death of some persons. That is an accident that occurred just a few minutes ago at the Rompoint-Dedo, or the Dedo roundabout here in the economic capital, Douala. Now we talk about efforts of the National Commission for Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration of pro-independence fighters in the northwest and southwest regions of the country, but also Boko Haram militants, or some Cameroonians who have joined the ranks of the Boko Haram terrorist sect in the far north region of the country. Recently, the Commission President, former Governor Fayengo Francis, met with officials from the United Nations Organization in view of fine-tuning her strategies and, of course, enhancing her efforts towards achieving the objectives or the assignments of that commission created by the President of the Republic, who has called on the pro-independence fighters to quit the bushes and come back to the normal trend of life and be received and reintegrated by the Commission for Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration. Details in this report.
The worsening situation in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. Threats from Boko Haram in the far north and the high rate of kidnapping in the Adamawa region with heavy arms used are some of the tasks that were handed to the Disarmament Commission headed by Fayengo Francis. How to disarm separatist fighters and Boko Haram were top of the discussion the presidents of the Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration Committee had with experts from the United Nations. questions.
We have one thing to return from this meeting, is that first of all, the picture on the ground. Secondly, the ways and means to move ahead, particularly drawing from the experience in other places, because these partners are from the United Nations system. They've worked in other places, Lake Chad Basin Committee, Nigeria, Chad, Niger. Some of them have experiences from Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal. So we tried to look at all this, to draw from this experience so that our own DDR should function well. We shouldn't go back on the mistakes that have been made in other places. We should use those mistakes instead, to spring stronger and higher.
For more than 4 hours, members of the National Committee for Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration were schooled on the challenges linked to disarmament and reintegration of ex-fighters.
It was an opportunity for us to acknowledge the progress that have been made so far in a very short period of time, and mainly all what have been done in terms of organization, in terms of providing services, in terms of coordination, and in terms of establishment of those camps on the field. And I can say that we were really impressed on the progress made so far. From our hand, the representative of the UN system, we explained and outlined all the possibilities of cooperation, of exchange of best practices, of exchange of providing technical support in our respective mandates.
As a representative of the UN Women in Cameroon, she also had time to tell officials of the NCDDR about the respect of human rights and women.
We expressed our interest in providing support in fighting gender-based violence, in providing services as well as skills and opportunities for women and girls to get empowered and to also get engaged in the mediation and security and peace processes as stakeholders and as partners.
The National Commission of Disarmament, Demobilization and Reintegration, created in November 2018, still has much to do to completely achieve the goals for which they were created.
The national president of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, and other leaders of that political party are spending the third night within the incarceration center of the central prison, or the principal prison in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. They were transferred there, that was the day before yesterday, after passing before judges. And of course, the over 20 militants of the CRM political party who were equally in detention, who have been set free, and over 100 others have been accused of diverse crimes they are said to have committed, including hostility against the fatherland. And this is a crime that could lead to a death sentence. This crime, or these charges, hanging over Professor Maurice Kamto and other militants and leaders of the CRM political party who have been detained in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. And reactions have been streaming in from various quarters, most of the reactions calling for the liberation of Professor Maurice Kamto and all the other militants who have been detained, in which their arrest and detention is being described by legal minds as well as politicians and civil society actors as a violation of their rights, notably considering the fact that protesting is a constitutional right of every Cameroonian. It is a right that is enshrined in the constitution of the country. And now political leaders, notably Kabang Wala, editor of the CPP, the Cameroon People's Party, is calling for the liberation of these persons. Innocent.
Edith Kawala, head of the Cameroon People's Party and Stand Up for Cameroon, alongside her militants and members, have not stopped bathing the ruling regime with itchy water for ruling off the expectations and rights of most Cameroonians. Their Black Friday, February 15, 2019, will be very black as repressive handling of the socio-political situations in Cameroon crosses the red line.
We are asking Cameroonians to come out this particular Friday massively in black for the violence and the killing that we have seen in Northwest and Southwest. Unprecedented. In the last 10 days, it has gone drastically bad. We are asking them to come out for the Anglophones who are in prison, for the members of MRC, CRM who are in prison, because when you arrest political leaders, when you arrest people who are acting non-violently, who are protesting as allowed to by the Constitution of Cameroon, you have arrested all of us. You have stepped on the liberties of all of us.
To Edith Kawala, Cameroonians must understand their rights to manifest is non-negotiable with a particular individual or a political party.
What makes a country is a foundation of justice, of liberty for everybody, including the person with whom you are in disagreement. That person must be free to express their opinion. So we say no. The government continues every day. Yesterday, it was extreme north. After that, it was northwest and southwest. Now we are having people in Yaoundé and Douala being arrested. We cannot wait any longer. We cannot think that it will happen to my neighbor, but it will not happen to me. It is all Cameroonians who are concerned. It is the future of our country concerned.
Massaging the regime to the CPP and Stand Up for Cameroon encourages the regime in power to become more repressive and dictatorial over those it has to decorate justice.
It has led to the radicalization of movements. Today in Northwest and Southwest, we have so many armed groups. Where did they come from? They came from the violent repression of this government, of a non-violent movement. We do not want to see another violent movement in our country. MRC is a legitimate political party, non-violent. When they now take the leaders and put them in prison, what will happen? They are opening the road for people who will have no direction, who will have no limits to come out and do things which none of us will be able to control.
Another politician believes Kamto's arrest and detention is just.
Il a démontré au monde entier qui s'en fout des lois du Cameroun.
Kamto gives a damn to the constitutional laws if he is freed. Thousands of Cameroonians will in the same light disrespect laws governing Cameroon, thus describing them as trash.
1000 personnes qui vont dire qu'ils s'en foutent des textes de l'État.
Government, on its part, had warned and promised severe judiciary infringement to anyone who dares threaten public order and tranquility through unauthorized manifestations, irrespective of their integrity and the movement or political party in which they belong.
And coming up, our Limbe-based correspondent Davidson Maimo takes a look at efforts to raise the fallen moral standards in a locality little known about. Notably, we are talking about a locality, a small locality in EQUINOXE, a small locality in the southwest region of the country. And Davidson Maimo was there and says that promiscuity is on the rise in that locality. His report.
The West Coast Subdivision, with headquarters EQUINOXE in Fako Division, is one of the subdivisions in the country that hardly appear on the limelight. The people of this subdivision, mostly the youth, often than not, careless about what is happening in the rest of the country as they feel abandoned. Here, the level of promiscuity is very high, with high level of moral decadence, including poor hygiene and sanitation. It is in this light that a non-governmental organization based in EQUINOXE took up the initiative to recognize some outstanding youths with good character and behavior as a means to promote responsible citizenship, morals, hygiene and sanitation.
When I look at the falling morality within the society, it worries me of where the society is heading to. When I look at the level of corruption eating up the young people who think that if you give them a position, the first one is for them to do what their parents were doing it worries me a lot. So I think, and I thought it was, that it will be good if youth are encouraged to uphold integrous attributes like transparency, decency, modesty, discipline.
The event, chaired by the second deputy mayor to the EQUINOXE Council, saw some youth awarded with certificate of recognition and consolatory prizes, ranging from the cleanest commercial motorbike rider, most truthful teller, the best mechanic, most decent dressed youth, among others.
Being the sponsor is one of the things that motivates me personally to see that the youth should know that we are behind them. We need their progress. We need them to know that we are in their support.
The youths on their part expressed satisfaction and promised to continue to be a good example for others to emulate.
We stay with Davidson Maimo in the opaque city of Limbe in the southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon to talk about efforts to boost food production to meet the ever-increasing demand, notably efforts to increase food production through organic manure. Davidson Maimo.
According to experts, food supply is not commensurate to the demand. Hence, the need to introduce second-generation agriculture to meet the high demand of food. However, expert holds that the use of inorganic fertilizers to increase production so as to meet the increased demand is having effects on human health. Thus, they need to encourage the use of organic fertilizers whose effect on human health is almost zero. It is in this regard some women in the southwest region involved in smallholder farming in a one-day workshop were trained in the production of organic fertilizer.
In second generation agriculture, we have to produce more, and we cannot produce without fertilizer. If you say you want to make money, you want to make more money, and then we continue with the former style that we're planting, we will not be able to make money because we have to produce more, to process more, and then to make money.
The women say the training will go a long way, not only to increase production yield, but equally improved on their health.
Inorganic manure is always giving us a lot of illnesses, especially like vegetables, and then causing us again to go back to have medicines again for that one. This organic manure, it is cheaper for us to have because it's most of the things that we use back at home, our kitchen garbages that we used to make. And so for me, I see that it is a bit cheaper.
The workshop, organized by the Southwest Women and Youth Agribusiness Network (SWAYEP), is one of a series of workshops to take place in fighting against climate change by introducing climate-smart agriculture.
Now we go up north to talk about the strike action of workers at the Africa Cup of Nations AFCON construction site in Garwa in the north region of the country. They have downed their tools over months of unpaid salaries, and they are determined more than ever before to continue with the strike action until they get solutions to their plights. For me, Armstrong Sander, or rather Smanjik and Gabriel.
Collectively, from all the project sites earmarked to host matches and activities related to the Africa Cup of Nations in the town of Garwa, north region of Cameroon, the disgruntled workers are protesting against unpaid wages and abusive layoff of workers by the company in charge of construction projects. Having worked for over 1 year with Prime Protomat Global, the workers say they have gone for 5 months without wages.
Nos familles sont dehors, abandonnées. Là-bas, à Yaoundé, on a 5 mois derrière le salaire.
Etoile Felix, one of them, said they have not been paid for 5 months, and that has made life a living hell for them. He continued that they are alive thanks to the hospitality of the people of the north region of Cameroon, who have given them food and shelter, but he is worried that the good hands of the people of the north region has reached an elastic limit.
On a faim. Si les adultes vous disent qu'ils ont déjà faim, combien de fois leur famille?
Another major worry is the fact that their co-workers have suffered abusive layoff by the company in charge, and in most cases without pay. Gathered in a meeting in Garwa, the workers resorted to move around other construction sites in the town of Garwa to sensitize other workers on the need to join them and make their voices heard. Before resorting to a protest manifestation, the workers made several fruitless attempts to solve the problem through the help of local administrative authorities in Garwa, including the Lamido of Garwa.
À la délégation régionale du travail. On avait vu même le gouverneur de la région.
After failing in all attempts to have the problem resolved honorably, the tired, hungry and frustrated workers have taken to the streets to press for nothing but that which is rightfully theirs.
And that's it for the first segment of this news. Coming up next is Talking Point. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us in Talking Point. In this edition of the news, we are receiving an official of the Cameroon People's Party, the CPP, led by Kabangwala Edid. The Secretary General of that political party is with us on set in this edition of the news. DOMOU, Bergeline, you're welcome to the news today.
Thank you, Babila, for receiving me here and receiving Cameroon People's Party.
Right. You're
program.
The Secretary General in charge of
international relations
of the Cameroon People's Party, the CPP.
Yes.
Yesterday, you issued a statement calling on Cameroonians to stand up for the liberation of not only CRM leaders and militants, but all the Anglophones who have been arrested and detained in connection to the Anglophone crisis.
Yes, of course, we launched since 2017 the program called Free All Arrested. It was for Anglophone detainees, and we will not forget that also due to Boko Haram crisis in Fano, we have also arrested. And last day, 27 January, our government champion of arrestation did what they do the best, arresting official of another political party, and they are now in jail. For what? Nobody is knowing now, but what CPP, Cameroon People's Party, is saying is that every Cameroonian are in jail today. And if we not stand up, if we not stand together, we all will go in Konengi. So we are calling everybody, every Cameroonian, to be in black tomorrow, because it's the beginning of action that we are going to make, so that this government will stop doing what he wants with Cameroonian, doing what he likes when he likes, out of Cameroonian needs. I'm rich here through bikes. They don't know how to fix road. They don't know how to open new roads. They just know how to arrest Cameroonian. And we have to put an end of it. We have to stop. And it is only Cameroonian who are going to stop it. Even if people will come out to help us, even everyone who wants to help us, it's first Cameroonian who are going to act, so that this government that we are about to say, foolish government, will stop doing what they are doing. We are human, we are Cameroonian, and we have to stand for our country. They don't have to forbid us to do what we want for this country.
And talking about public protest, is the constitutional right for every Cameroonian who is not happy one thing or the other.
I don't have to remind you, we all.
Peacefully.
Yes.
But you're asking government to free persons who are set or who are accused of having committed crimes, right up to
Mr. Babila, which crimes?
Crimes like
hostility. Mr. Babila, please stop helping these people. Which crimes? MRC is an official political party, and political party as Cameroon citizens have certain rights, and it is in our constitution, have their right to demonstrate when they are not happy. It's due mainly in our constitution. But when you are doing your job, your political job, they come to arrest you and accuse you of terrorism, attention to XYZ, what they want. Have you seen MRC militant doing something violent? They were demonstrating peacefully as a political party, as official political leaders who want another Cameroon, like we in CPP, like every Cameroonian today, we want another country out of this government. So please stop saying that they were demonstrating.
So what explains those charges leveled against them? What explains the charges? Are you saying that they are politically motivated?
Mr. Babila, are you not used of these charges? Are they the first who are charged because of act of terrorism, XYZ? Is there a way? The only answer to Cameroonian problem are arrestation, violence, killing, harassment. These are the only solution that we have. So starting saying that it was about demonstrate. Were they violent when they were demonstrating? No.
Of course, there was a peaceful protest that
yes,
turned violent.
Which our constitution,
repression.
Yes, which is why in our constitution that we are free to the freedom of speech. Why are you putting it? They were expressing just their freedom as it is recognized inside our constitution. No, and they were arrested. They were kidnapped. Let us say kidnapped. They were kidnapped because there is a process when they want to arrest somebody. And we have it in our laws. Did they respect it? No. They kidnap people. They bring them to the police station, bringing people from Yaoundé, from Douala, Bamenda, Bafoussam, Fama to Yaoundé, and most of them no right to talk with their lawyers. Can you imagine?
Some like
in a democratic country,
taken out of sickbed.
You see, and for MRC, in which time they were transferred to Konengi at 11 p.m. They know to work when it's about sending people in jail, but they don't know what to do when it's about Cameroonian problem. So we remain and we stand saying that Cameroonian, we are the solution. They are the problem. We are the solution. And as far as we will sit looking at them just saying, how are you going to do? We will remain in this situation. Tomorrow, all of us will be in jail. And so tomorrow, let us be in black. Stand Up for Cameroon, CPP, we are in black every Friday. But especially tomorrow, we are standing in black for freedom of speech, for our public liberty in Cameroon, because it's too much.
No,
it's too much.
Now I want you to explain this further so that it can be very clear. There shouldn't be any ambiguity on it. Stand up for Cameroon. Stand up for the liberation of these persons. Some have interpreted this as calling on Cameroonians to take to the streets.
No. You know, when Stand Up for Cameroon or CPP want to demonstrate, want to take the street, we never make noises. You just saw us on the street. We did not call for a public demonstration tomorrow. We are going to demonstrate. We are just inviting Cameroonians. We are just calling, saying to Cameroonians, just call us. We have our strategy. And we will not avoid any demonstration in Cameroon to reach what we want, to reach the change in Cameroon, to reach the change in Cameroon. So we have to demonstrate. Tomorrow, we are not going for a public demonstration, but we are going to be dressed in black as usual to stand for all this violation, all this harassment happening to Cameroonians, especially for all those who are arrested. Arrested, detainees from Anglophone crisis, detainees from MRC, detainees from Boko Haram crisis, and all political detainees in Cameroon.
Those who are going to their business sites, those who are going to the market, those who are going to the offices, dressing
black. You are already dressed in black, Babila. Tomorrow, just change the suit inside and be in black, and you will make your news as usual. Nobody will ask you to do anything than what you used to do. And we are saying the same thing to Cameroon now. Just dress in black, knowing what you are dressing in black, inform around you why you are dressing in black, And this black will be the sign that you are against this government, who is champion on arresting, killing, sending Cameroonian out of Cameroon. We have a lot of, Cameroon used to be a country for refugees. Now we are refugees in Nigeria. And
your party has been standing out strong in very strong words and declarations concerning the deepening Anglophone crisis, and until
not
now,
only standing, we were also in the front. We were in the front. We were in the region where other Cameroonians decide to take guns because of this government. You have to remember, is they are one who radicalize Cameroonian, and not only Anglophone. No, today as you are seeing things going, radicalization is taking place, and if nothing is done, even you, Babila, you will get radicalized. I'm sure you will say no, but I'm sure that you will get radicalized. So we were up when the Boko Haram happened. We were up when Anglophone crisis arise. We went up to the conflict area. We went in Bello, we went in Ewo, we went in Batibo with Cameroonian, member of our conglomeration, Stand Up for Cameroon, CPP, UPC, even MRC. We were at the front. And women too, because we talk about Stand Up for Cameroon, we cannot put aside a marvelous job that women are doing, as they are saying, either from army, either from the side of army or either from the side of separatists. They are still there. It's our children. So we have to stop arms. So women at the beginning really stood for the end of the crisis by being on the front.
All right.
And
all right.
Tomorrow is our day for Cameroon. Let us say so. Tomorrow is our day for Cameroon. And if we don't start doing something now, instead of saying you are Bamileke, instead of saying you are from MRC, instead of saying you are Francophone, it will be our end. So let us be in black tomorrow for our country, for our detainees, for all those who were kidnapped by this government.
All right, DOMOU Bergeline, Secretary General in charge of International Relations, Secretary General of the Cameroon People's Party. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Badila.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. That's it for this edition of the news. Goodbye.